Hey guys, it's Rayanne from Ranimator Reviews, along with the groom.
Hello.
For now, he might be popping in, popping out.
Popping in, popping out.
I have Brian Gatto from Horror Show Entertainment.
Welcome.
I also have the Chop Block himself. Can wave. Perfect, great.
He's the chip.
The illustrious Chase as well. And this is the Blindstream Heatwave edition because it is disgusting outside and I hate everything. But I like you guys. So.
And we apologize if you hear a slight humming in the background. We're not turning off the AC.
No.
Hell no.
We hear the droplets at the ground.
Yeah.
You're going to hear me just go.
Feel like an airplane when you jump the bucket of water on the guy's head. He's sweating.
Hey, I hate the summer so much.
That's because the sun hurts your pale skin.
No, I don't like sweating. I don't care how prissy that sounds.
I don't like sweaty.
I don't like to sweat.
I don't like sweaty. I'm getting all sweaty.
Well, it's gross.
Sweaty.
You're sweaty and it's gross.
Did you share this many pages, Ray? But
what's that?
Did you share it? Save the share the chat room with any pages or the YouTube page for this on Facebook?
I did not.
You did.
Me too.
That would be amazing if you could.
Sure, it's my page and several others.
Perfect.
Go for it.
Share it to the
Brian.
The link to the video.
Yeah.
That one right there.
I gotcha.
I think.
Oh, volume's on. Volume's on.
So what did you guys do today? I know Brian said he was filming some reviews.
I filmed a review, and I went to the ocean earlier. It's a beautiful day for it. We sat there, I read a book for a little bit, and it was nice.
Nice. Did you go in?
It was not really a swimming area, but we put our chairs next to the shore and just relaxed.
Any part of the ocean's a swimming area if you're brave and stupid enough.
Oh my gosh.
No, I don't go outside.
Is Chop no, he's not. There
It's like outside.
Because he stays so still and so quiet that you're like tap 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 Chop.
Hi. Your cat.
You
know what we gotta do? We gotta put a metronome behind Chop so we know if it stops, he's frozen.
No, if it stops, it's frozen.
Okay. Anyways, what did you do today, Chop?
I mowed the yard, and then after that, I wanted to die because it was everything hot.
Mowed the yard.
It's disgusting.
I had to help do that.
Today?
No, I said I had to help do that.
He had to help do that.
Although I do pay a guy to mow the lawn, so you did have someone mow it. But I mean, it's a couple of acres, and this guy does it for $50 or whatever.
You sit out on the porch with a tall mint julep or a glass of sweet tea.
Mint julep? What?
You declare it is awfully warm outside.
No, but I do occasionally get the vapors. So
What'd you do today, Chase?
I put on a shirt. This shirt specifically.
So proud of you.
Yeah, we're talking about fashion now.
What did he say?
We're talking about fashion now.
Well,
Fashion.
I didn't like the shirt I was wearing, so I changed it. It's the beginning of the story. What do you want? I don't have any great.
Now it just looks like Chase is a floating head because he's wearing a dark colored shirt. Oh no, there it goes.
Chase is actually a floating net.
With one arm like this the whole time.
I usually do everything late at night, so this is still like early morning for me. Or not early morning, but more like 11 a.m. normal people time. So I still got plenty of day to finish. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll do something later, but there's nothing to watch, and it's kind of disappointing.
You should watch The Hunter from the Future.
I don't think
What'd
so.
you say?
It's called The Hunter from the Future. It's spelled Y-O-R.
God. No.
We watched and did a review on Insidious: The Last Key.
Ew, what? Why?
Why?
We're starting a new feature, like the midweek movie with the groom. Like we're gonna do a review, me and her
Midweek
during the week sometime. And she was like, we wanted to go see it in theater because and Jay. And
Well, she said she liked garbage, Ray, so I'm expecting you to rate it highly.
No. I mean, like
know.
I wanted to see it when it was in the theaters because I'm a completionist and I needed to know, like, you know what I mean?
And
Good guys,
Lee Winnell phoned that script in. He was obviously had no interest, and Upgrade was his passion project, but he had to write a script for Insidious, so he obviously just phoned that one in.
I liked it.
That's not great.
Phoned it in.
Brian, that's okay.
I only seen the first film and I liked it, but the others
The
just
first
didn't
one.
appeal to me.
Yeah. The first one's a good one.
You better watch it when you stay chasing and start yelling at you, telling you shut up.
I fell asleep in the new one, and it wasn't a I'm tired or I'm old sleep. It was just that this movie's boring. I'm falling asleep.
It was a sleep of disappointment.
Well, it was just boring. I didn't care about anything, and it took forever to get going.
Yeah.
It was like 20-30 minutes with her still in the past of her as a little girl. It's like, move on.
I didn't like the third one. I don't know why. Like, everyone doesn't hate the third one. I don't like it.
I like the first 40 minutes of it, and then after that, it gets bad.
Yeah. Like, there's so much continuity problems and subplots that go nowhere.
Is the hereditary boy? Was he in the third one?
What?
I don't want to read this. Everybody read the chat. What's up, Zach?
Oh,
The
hey,
boy
Zach.
The little hereditary boy, was he in the third one? Wasn't he the guy she was texting?
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen Hereditary yet.
Well, if you've seen the he's
What's up?
just one of Tony Collette's children, and there's only 2 kids in the movie.
I liked our wonderful conversation with the Jet Witch. Thanks for breaking that door, Elias.
I loved it.
So who loved
Talking about butt chugging way too much on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So who loved Deep Blue Sea too? Come on, raise your hands.
Didn't
No
see
one.
it.
I would, but both my arms seem to be broken. Oh wait,
Uh,
I haven't seen it. I only seen the first one.
What? Really?
What?
And even that one's been a long time.
Wow.
You know what we need to re-watch and
No, that wasn't him. Oh, that's the other guy.
Huh?
The Green Inferno.
Ew, why? Stop.
I liked the Green Inferno.
I liked
I
Cannibal
also
Holocaust.
I liked Cannibal Holocaust a whole lot.
You know what? I've never seen Cannibal Holocaust. Maybe we should watch that and review it.
It's back there.
Yeah, and good luck finding it.
Yeah, you got eyes.
Well,
She probably has it in some type of order or not.
I started watching I started watching Emmanuel and the Last Cannibals the other day.
I don't think I've heard of that.
The Black Emmanuel is what they call the series. About
Hey,
dark
Chase.
color.
Right.
The what? I'm sorry, Brian. That was totally rude of me. The what?
Okay. Manuel and whatever.
It's about a dark colored woman who's like in all these schlocky B movies.
Yeah, like Manuel in space and stuff.
Emmanuel meets the leprechaun.
The movies that used to come on Cinemax late at night.
With all
Oh,
the
whoa.
yeah, with all the
Skinemax.
gratuitous sex scenes and that. Like I got like
Into it.
I got like 20 minutes into the movie. There was 3 sex scenes with the same girl in the same movie. I was like, what? How do you do that?
It's
And that's-
Emmanuel.
And that's when Brian realized he was actually watching porn. He's like, "Ah."
Where are the cannibals? Oh my god!
That shows you just
New
how
genre of cannibal porn.
It's amazing.
No, they're hungry for something else.
Chase is like, I hate
Oh.
a little bit.
Stay accurate.
Oh my god.
Ugh,
I remember like the first time I watched Cannibal Holocaust being like equal parts like
Intrigued.
intrigued and like really pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. When I saw it, I was like, it makes sense why they think that they can't decide who's really the cannibals, but then you go back and you're like, those people are just fucking cold-hearted.
Yeah, yeah.
They're worse than the cannibals.
Oh my god, yeah. The
Mm.
marketing on that movie was pretty genius for the time though.
Yeah,
It was like the Blair Witch Project 19 years earlier.
They hit
Yeah.
they hit all the actors.
Like the what was it, the producer and the director were gonna face charges because they thought that it was like actual found footage. I think
The effects were
that's the
good.
only- Yeah. That's the only found footage movie I've ever really liked.
Yeah, because Blair Witch copied their marketing scheme, where they hit all the actors and
Yeah,
drugged up like fake news stories about it. I remember when that came out. I was one of the stupid idiots. I was like, no, God, dude, this is real. They found the footage.
and then your friend,
Ray,
And then you're-
hit him.
and then your friend would
What?
be like, dude,
I said
then-
hit him.
and then your friend would be like, dude, that's a snuff film. You can't be watching this shit.
Get yourself some education.
Snuff film.
The one part that does bother me about Cannibal Holocaust is the part with the turtle.
Yeah, the Grindhouse releasing version has the version without all the animal cruelty.
Oh, I want that one.
Yeah,
I watched that one. I was like, that's a lot easier to stomach than the actual version they entirely.
but it was Milo and Otis that caused the no animals were harmed thing to happen in
Oh my
films.
god. I still can't watch Milo and Otis without crying. That's that movie.
It's like
I love
there's-
that movie.
there's Milo number 3.
Like that movie
Oh nope, that Milo's dead again. All right,
is gone.
Milo.
The part with the kitten and like the water and it's crying. I can't do that.
Mhm.
That makes
What was
me
Milo
sick.
and Otis made? What was Milo and Otis made?
80s?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Saddest in
Yeah, that was-
in like a horror-based movie, kind of horror movie, is the dog dying in I Am Legend. That hurt
Oh,
Oh my
That's the
gosh.
core.
You try and bring that movie up every single time you're on camera.
you know what's even sadder than that is the dog
I
dying in the
had a
fly.
I had a small part in it.
In
I
the
get
what?
I get a
In the fly too.
No, I forgot about that.
the what?
The fly
Never
too.
Watched it.
I love
You
that
know-
movie, but that dog. Oh my
Bearded
god.
Slasher's here.
You
What's
know
up,
what
Bearded?
makes you even... Oh, Bearded Slasher. Hey, friend. A movie that will instantly make you just cry and all dogs go to heaven.
Oh no, we don't watch that.
We watched that one part when
Okay.
they're singing. Is it an alligator or
Okay.
a crocodile?
I
Noted.
forget which one it
I
is.
love that.
Send
When he
Joey mislabeled
This is my
clips that are from all
What is it?
Talks Gotta Have.
It's
Chase
not
your
even-
monster. You are a monster. It's right. I've seen it. Right there, it is right next to Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Dude, the ending of Who Framed Roger Rabbit scared the crap out of me when I was a kid.
Same. Same.
Now it's not back to. Thank God they aren't in an order. She didn't put it back where she found it. No, best animated film is Lion King now. Still,
Wow.
Don't start with this.
No, best animal driven movie is bad.
And I actually thought of a better animated film, and now I've already forgotten about it.
Did you?
Because I thought it wouldn't come up again.
It's gonna come up because you didn't answer the question. Movie that makes me cry: Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I want Dottie, damn it! I'm not a loner or a rebel.
Oh, bearded slasher.
Oh, you big soft,
No.
softer sided slasher.
Pee-wee Herman's Big Adventure made me flood a hotel room bathroom at Disney because of Large March part.
Tell him large Marge sent you.
So me and my sister were watching it. My dad's like, "Okay, go take a shower," and it was like with the sliding doors, and I left the door open because I just like pictured her like coming up at the, because I was a child, so I left it open, and my dad goes walking in front of the door, and it squishes, and he just whips the door open. He's like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Large Marge," and he's like, "What's wrong with you?"
No. The greatest story with her dad is held in the scanner story.
Oh, so my dad wanted to watch Scanners and figured watching it around like a 5-year-old would be cool. So I was in kindergarten, got a headache as you do, have really bad allergies. So my nose was bleeding, but I didn't notice it at first. And I'm a little kid, so I'm like wiping my nose on my shirt. We're like in the, gymnasium
The jungle gym.
playing some kind of shitty game that they invented with like those big wrestling
Crab
matches.
sucker.
Something like that, yeah. My head hurts and my nose is all wet, and I'm like, ugh, and I finally look down, there's all this blood, and I start screaming and running around in a circle, screaming, "I'm being scanned," because that's what happens in the movie. And I thought if I ran, then my head wouldn't explode, and the gym teacher's like trying to like tackle me, and I'm sobbing, and they call my dad and my mom, come pick me up. Or maybe they called my mom and she was like, "You get your fucking ass to this school now. I think it's your fault."
The kid's insane.
And they're like, "So this is what happened." And I'm like, get home, and my mom's like screaming at my father. They're not married anymore, so this is hilarious. Because he's just like trying not to laugh the whole time. And why would she think that she's being scanned? Where would she get that from? And he's like,
Thank you, Bearded Slasher. I also am a huge fan of Seth Rollins.
"What?
He recognized my shirt.
Yeah, he's okay.
My
Is that right?
wrestling shirt.
Is that right?
I'm not a wrestling fan, obviously. I don't know who have. Well, I know who some of the people are.
You like the cat lady. The one
Who's
who
the
wears
cat
the
lady?
the one who wears the cat ears.
Mm.
You're like, I like her. The one who takes all the Instagram pictures with her cats, that takes her cats on the road.
I don't know who you're
The
talking
Canadian chick.
about. I know that one guy that does that dramatic thing and he wears panties and a leather jacket.
Finn Balor.
Yes.
I like that reminds me of the episode of South Park where I think it's Paris Hilton or Britney Spears who has her chihuahua in her bag, and then so she's talking to her friend on the phone, and the chihuahua hates his life with Paris.
Paris
So he takes
Hilton.
Paris Hilton, so he takes a gun and shoots himself, and then Paris Hilton screams, "Oh my God, not another one!"
Oh, I remember that.
I watch those shows way too much where I know.
Britney Spears in Family Guy, where she's holding a baby, and the baby's got a dent in its head, and she's smoking a cigarette. And
Oh my God,
crashing
yeah, I
it into the kid's head. They treat the top of the kid's head like an ashtray. She's like, yeah, it's. And she's on the phone. She's like, yeah, so Susan puts a cigarette out the top of the kid's head. Like, what the fuck?
Let me quote South Park. I remember that.
I remember. Yes, I know what you are saying.
I do what I want.
Remember the Death Star? Oh yeah, I remember.
But yes, Bearded, I
miss
am
Mr. Hinky.
excited to see Team Hell No back. And Demon Finn is the greatest entrance ever.
Oh, with the
yeah,
mouth?
the creepy demon paint and shit
that
like
was
that.
pretty
She
cool.
loved that.
I mean, I
like a
didn't
makeup
love it,
effects person.
but he had a lot of paint on and panties and a leather jacket.
That's what she makes me wear.
Yes.
I'm scared.
Just carrying top.
Demon makeup.
I would just be
Scare the
voluntary.
Yeah, a lot of people say that is they draw.
Why don't you read the comments so I know what it says?
He says the demon makeup
Thank
makes
you.
him think of Venom, and that's actually what the artist that does the makeup says. It's really he's a huge fan of Venom and Spawn, and that's kind of what he tries to mix together when he does the demon. Yeah, this is my phone case, by the way.
No, it's not.
All right. I gotta run and take 5 minutes and be back.
Okay. Whenever
And now we can see Chase's dog.
I see Venom now, all I can think about is
Yay!
that scene where like half of it's that
So it's
dog,
like I couldn't
half
find
of
the
it's
dog.
the still of Venom from the movie. He's just like
What is that? Like, oh, it's a dog. I thought it was a groundhog this whole time.
I always thought it was a body.
Just make a picture of the groundhog coming up from Caddyshack going.
Oh my god, that's what we could do for Halloween this year. One of us could be the groundhog. The other one could be
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray.
I called dibs on Bill Murray.
I was already thinking the groundhog. That's what you said. I just want to the groundhog. I just want to dance in the groundhog suit, and run away from you.
That makes sense.
You could take one of my golf clubs and just walk around with it in like the Bill Murray
I'm gonna be
Hey,
great.
you can do
That's a
him.
terrible idea.
like the Bill Murray like white trashy fucking get up there.
Yeah, instead of
I think I have everything you need for that. Unfortunately, I think I have everything you need to dress up like him.
instead of bringing a stick of dynamite, you just bring a whip. That's right,
Yeah.
Gopher.
You might be into that though.
I mean,
I'm into a lot of weird shit, so
I kind of believe that.
you should.
So am I.
There is no doubt.
Oh, I know. I've seen some of your animation.
Animation.
Maker.
You did that really good.
Is Chop
All right,
frozen?
I can't tell if Chop's
Nope, you move.
Wait.
My hand's kind of hurting, so I'm doing this.
Aw.
Oh, do the Kermit the Frog thing.
I don't feel like doing that.
That's what that guy in the Uber did for me.
Oh, no, you did
I
like
had
the
to,
flavor.
Did he do the Hermit the Frog, or is he just insane?
Well, I called an Uber to take me home from work because I couldn't, like, there was no way. My eyes were too bad.
She's trying to
And,
question.
I was walking out and the guy called and he was like, "Oh, I'm here." I was like, "So I'm visually impaired. I need you to like stick your hand out of the car and wave it so I don't get in like the wrong car or I'm just wandering around."
And that's how
That'd be funny.
Yeah. So I'm like walking and dude like shoves himself out of the car and just starts flailing around like Kermit the Frog. And I was like,
Over
"You're
here.
getting a really good tip." Ah! Thank you, sir.
You should have waited till it got really close and just jumped out at you. Jump scare.
Punch him in the face.
Speaking of Kermit the Frog, I have something very inappropriate to tell you. So I won't name him, but a friend of mine from work,
Named him.
he walked up to me at work, didn't even say hi, just walks up to me and goes, in the Kermit the Frog voice, goes, "What's little and green and smells like bacon?"
Miss
And
Piggy.
he says, my dick, and then runs away doing the Kermit the Frog thing. It wasn't who you think it is. It's not my friend from work that you know.
Who is it?
It's the one I always eat lunch with that I sent you though.
That's who I thought it was.
Yeah.
Say the name.
I can't do it.
No. And Anthony, if you're watching, oh shit.
Where's my cat?
Behind.
Oh, that's funny. Yes, you are.
Oh, feel the force. Sleep in the wet spot I want. Speaking of the cat.
Hey!
Eat it.
No! That's the baby.
Yeah, this is the
Okay, cook it and eat it.
this is
No,
the number
no.
2 ranking this is the number 2 ranking creature in the house. I'm 3. She's 1.
Eat the pussy,
The cat's
you
2. I'm 3.
Sir!
I'm talking about the cat.
Brian. Chop block. Ray. The other guy.
The other guy. His name's Joey. It is.
I was talking about Chase. Oh, goddamn.
Yes.
Jeez.
Oh my god. Oh,
The force is strong with cheese.
it is.
He just can't get his pills right. Oh no, he can't.
What are you doing? That's not how you hold her.
I thought I just threw her.
No, I wouldn't. She hates it. Stop.
I hate
Cat's
everything.
like-
Let me down.
Cat's like, fuck off, you will.
Yes. Oh my god.
Poop
That's
in your
her
shoes,
all
I
the
will.
time. Except for me.
Feed me, you will.
She's the only person the cat likes, and the cat's really the only person she likes.
You're alright.
That's
I like
because
you.
Takes a
that's
swig.
'cause I picked up Chinese food on my way home.
I paid for it.
No, I'm saying that's the only reason you like me because I went and got it for you.
Takes a
Right,
swig.
Joey.
You all right? You all right?
Come on. She's gonna keep
Hi,
it
Joey.
a lot longer. You know
You gotta say hi.
what?
Hi, Joey.
Hi, Chop.
Fuck you.
Hi, Joey. Life is like a box of Hi, Joey. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know if you're gonna find some chocolates.
Brian.
I'm not a smart man, but I know what horror is. Oh,
God.
Hi, Brian.
Her name is Jenny. Hi, Chop. How's it going?
Oh.
I think I scared him. I gotta go buy him a shrimp boat.
No, I haven't been scared for a while.
that's my boat. That's probably one of the best scenes from that freaking movie. When the boat crashes into the docks and he just looks at me like, Danny, that's my boat.
Lieutenant Dan!
Ice cream. Lieutenant Dan, ice cream.
If I was him in that scene when the boat crashed, I'd been like, I expected nothing less.
Exactly.
Then the boat catches on fire.
Remember that part in Family Guy where they had made fun of Forrest Gump and he was like, okay,
Yeah.
Jenny, I'll go tend to the grass and feed the eggs, baby.
Oh my god.
Family Guy is just such a treasure. Like it really is.
Is it though?
Oh, not really, but it's,
Well,
does make
Don't.
people come back to it.
Stop it.
is it really?
I mean, it does have more than 3 colors, so I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, 4.
for those of you who don't know, Chase has a theory that I only watch movies with like up to 2 colors. colors.
Oh, it's
You're only wearing 3
Oh,
colors.
no, I'm sorry. My game. I
Colors.
only play games with 3 colors.
Yeah, but you're wearing all your tires only 3 colors.
Wearing what?
Oh shit!
My entire attire is only 3 colors. Yeah.
Almost.
Red, black.
Took you a while.
White.
Oh, and white.
White.
Red and orange do look similar.
Yeah, but white is all color, so.
Touche.
Right, yes.
Well played.
Wow. You're a smart one, huh, Brian?
Yes, I am. Very smart indeed. No shit, Sherlock.
Wait, listen. We can't sit here
you're
at
Dr.
night on a
Loomis,
live
aren't you?
stream. We can't sit here at night on a live stream and do a bunch of bad impressions. That's taken already.
Stop it.
Oh.
Don't be rude.
that one's for you, Chop.
Wow.
There's a creature stirring.
Wow.
Chase is like shit.
It went back in the room.
Well, there's no one watching. You can go ahead and talk about him. I'm kidding.
No.
Ow, my head. I said I was kidding. I can do that too.
You look so like
That was wet.
Chop, all I did was burp.
I was gonna say something really deep, but I'm not gonna say it.
What?
Oh god, you know we're live.
We're alive? Or do you mean we're live?
We're alive.
It's alive. The live stream's alive.
And then it died. Oops. Brian, you put too much life into it.
Live.
You can see the camera again. He's like, "Ooh, that off."
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I don't think he even knows what he's talking about.
Where am I? Who are you people? Where am I? I'm so confused.
Life.
You're not confused, reviews.
Womp 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 womp.
A Quiet Place is out now, Ray.
Isn't it on digital only though?
I guess. I don't know.
I don't download digital movies. I'm a collector.
She's like blind.
can
If
rent
you're
it.
out of a movie, then she's not going to enjoy it. If it's a very quiet,
I
movie,
know.
what does she?
Oh,
have
is it all
to
I'm
subtitles?
just saying, it's not all subtitles. There are subtitles because they use sign language to jot our stuff. But it's not. They have conversations. Just quiet conversations.
It's a
'Cause
quiet place for conversation.
yeah, just letting you know. I mean, you know my feelings
How
on
much
that
like
movie.
The Office was?
How much like the Office?
She said that the whole
Nah.
time she's watching the movie, she's going to wait for him to turn and look at the camera and be like,
Like,
No.
which would be
It
awful.
was
It would be a
awful.
dream.
Oh, sorry.
I've
I'm
heard
not sure
so
if that's
much
really-
hype about it. Tell me more. Tell me some.
No.
It's gonna be like a Starship Troopers. What's more?
Oh my god!
No.
Quick, take a picture.
Damn it.
Oh my god!
It froze with Chop and full yawn.
So literally, his camera was froze like this.
I loved it.
Oh,
Which is amazing.
that's beautiful.
It's just. I don't know.
Chop with the stain on
I'm
his
even
shirt.
beautiful when I yawn.
Chop with the stains on his shirt.
Actually, this is just how it's meant to look.
I mean, the other side.
Ugh.
Oh,
This
those
is
are dots.
also yes.
I see. You got a dotted
just-
red.
No, you do not.
Stress.
And you have glasses.
It is a shirt that is
Here,
distressed.
I'll get
I have a
closer.
distressed shirt on
See?
too.
Unless you were trying to paint your house with that shirt on.
So Zachary Hates says, "What doesn't Chase hate?"
You.
It's a shorter list.
I like a lot of stuff. I just
Like a lot of
didn't.
shit stuff.
Just A Quiet Place was. It was so mediocre.
He
All right,
likes
Chase.
a lot of stuff. He's
It
just
was
not enthusiastic as
offensively
everyone else.
mediocre.
All right,
I
Chase.
like
quiet
mediocre movies, but
My
that
challenge
was
to you-
trying to be good. What?
It was oh, okay.
It's Chase won't keep his opinion quiet.
Oh.
My
Uh-huh.
challenge to you is
Chase is like, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
that have come out in the last 5 years that you actually like.
What? You were being
5
talked over
movies.
for half of that.
That have come out in the last 5 years
Past
that
5
you
years.
actually like.
I liked it last year. This one, hang on, I need to actually see what's come out. So I don't just name a bunch of random crap.
Last 5
I mean,
years.
we could start
2000.
simple, like 5 movies you actually like.
2013 to 2018.
I enjoyed The Strangers too. That was March.
Hell yeah.
You like
I
Pray
liked-
at Night?
Yeah, it was a whole lot of fun. That's all. It was just a lot of fun, and I appreciated that they were wanting me to have fun. Last year, let's just look at the major releases. Last year, I liked Happy Death Day. That was a lot of fun too. Get Out obviously was good. It was good. That's 3 movies already just from the past 2 years.
Or Happy Death Day, Strangers.
No, so it just came out this year.
Yeah, Strangers came out in March. From 2016. Ugh, that was a rough year. I liked Lights Out in 2016.
Annabelle Creation.
That was last year. 2016 was Origin of Evil, Ouija
Well, that's-
movie.
I love that movie.
And Train to Busan's 2016. Oh, The Shallows. I enjoyed The Shallows. I didn't like as much as you, Brian, but I liked
love
it.
it. I love The Shadow.
Oh, The Monster was 2016. I like that
pretty
too.
I liked
Train to Busan was something I didn't think I.
So I've named
I was
over
gonna like.
5 movies now, and that's just from the past 2 years.
Yeah, so I'm proud of you.
What did that say?
But I'm keeping with the
Zachary
challenge
Leach
and
says,
going back to
Letterboxd.
2015.
whatever everyone's hating on, but I actually really liked was Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
I'm not gonna see it until it comes out on whatever.
And why is that? Do you have an opinion about the lead actor and actress?
Those boring people and faces.
Boring,
on it.
good-looking people. Oh, that's never been done in Hollywood before.
Well,
Boring, good-looking people.
I mean, Brian, sir.
Sir.
Let's
Sir.
go back to Alan and Ellie in the first movie, and then let's compare them to. I don't even know what their names are. Claire, is it Claire?
Claire and Owen, but I was
Owen?
being sarcastic. I think the characters are bland.
Yeah, they're so bland, so boring, and like they're ripping off a franchise that I can't even name because it's such a huge spoiler with the ending of it.
Oh.
I hate it. It's stupid. Anyways,
So
2015, I like The Visit, Krampus,
Wait.
Final Girls, Invitation.
We still need to see the visit.
what's it?
The Visit was okay.
Grandparents and stuff.
Devil's Candy was good.
Yes, that was good.
Here's why I like Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
Okay.
Number 1.
Here we go.
The dinosaur?
No, it's because this franchise cannot recapture the magic of the first, or even close to the first at all, no matter what it tries to do. So what's the only thing you can do is but be fun.
Really? I mean,
You can't recapture the magic.
have
of the
you
first.
seen? Yeah, but how do we know that when they haven't even tried?
They have with Jurassic World, and that came not even that close.
No. Paying homage is not trying.
Well, no, like with the magic of seeing the first movie you saw dinosaurs for the first
but
time.
that was magic. Then all the sequels
Yes.
have sucked.
Yes, but then Jurassic World did something different. They didn't start with the dinosaurs. They started with the new park. They showed off the new park, and that was totally different from the first one where they just showed off the dinosaurs.
The new park, that made no sense.
I agree with
People
Brian.
going around and like the little bubbles that look like the things that come out of the machines when you put a quarter in and you open
In
it.
the
You get
future,
the shitty ring out of there.
Yeah. It was so I mean it's just they haven't tried.
Well,
If they would try to I mean even Spielberg gave up with The Lost World. He's like,
yeah, because he couldn't recapture like Jaws 2.
No,
You can't recapture Jaws 1.
Spielberg, he just didn't seem to understand why his movie was better than the book. And so Michael Crichton with Lost World wrote the book to be more like the movie. And then Spielberg was like, no, I'm going to do my own thing.
Yeah, and then the Lost World book is actually better than the Lost World.
Yes, if he had just made the book this time, it would have actually been a worthy sequel. But he was like, no, I want a T-Rex walking through San Diego.
Listen, I don't understand how we're not talking about the best movie in the franchise, 3.
Because 3 is such an easy target.
I don't hate 3. I love them all, but 3 and Fallen Kingdom are probably my least favorite, but I do love them all.
So you mentioned Jaws before, Mr. Gatto. Are you a Jaws fan?
Oh my gosh.
What kind of question is that?
It's like you're baiting him.
I was like
that's fake.
I feel like if you're such a fan of Jaws, you would have done some type of review of the Meg.
I am. It hasn't come out yet.
What are your feelings about the Meg movie?
You've asked me this the last hangout.
He's asked you this like every chance he's gotten.
I'm excited. I don't think it's going to be the best movie ever, but it's going to be fun, and that's what you can really have at this point. Because CGI, like if you look at any alien movie, they all look the same. You look at any shark movie, they can be looking a little different, especially with Sci-Fi Channel level quality and theatrical quality. So I think that the Meg will provide more fun than, say, something like Sharknado. Because Sharknado isn't even so bad it's good. It's just it's trying to be bad to appease an audience.
Yeah.
So common misconception is at the end of what's the Jurassic Park movie, the first one with Chris Pratt. That's just
Jurassic World.
That's World, right?
Yep.
Chase is so mad.
It's so over this conversation.
Just get
to
to it.
At the very end of the movie, when the thing comes out and snatches the super dinosaur and drags it down in the water.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that's a megalodon.
No, it's not.
No,
it's a mosasaurus.
What that
they
is.
say it's friggin' named a million
It's a mosasaurus.
Okay.
I didn't even know what it was until they were like, oh, it's the mosasaurus. And then they're like, oh, that's the mosasaurus still.
What's that over there? That's the mosasaurus.
Yeah, so
You sir, what kind of dinosaur is this?
The only people I can see it being a common misconception are the people who just repost crap on Facebook that is obviously from like 2014 and is not even true and a lie.
Never get to repost her.
Sorry.
I thought we lost you for a minute because you're.
Yeah, I know, it's fine.
Okay, but like when Spielberg was asked if he wanted to direct Jaws 2, he didn't want to because he knew he couldn't recapture the magic of the first movie. But then he thought he could do something with the sequel to Jurassic Park. He couldn't.
So I have a new idea. Every time Gatto says, recapture the magic, everybody drinks.
But you can't. Like, you watch The Exorcist, or you watch Psycho, or Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Again, they don't try.
But there's no point.
I mean, well, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they were just, it was just like, let's do a horror comedy, so that's kind of different.
Yeah, but
Psycho 4 was good.
Shut
Yeah,
up. Don't start.
But with
What's the best movie ever?
there's a bug in my glasses.
Oh God!
Life finds a way.
What were you saying before that?
It's just like you see a dinosaur in films like, okay, let's go back to the 20s. You watch The Lost World, and then you don't think you'll ever see anything to top that. Then you add people talking in the movie, that's King Kong. You think you'll never see anything that can top that. But then you get to Jurassic Park, and they've used that same technology for over 30, 40 years, not 30, 40 years, 25 years, and I don't think they can do anything else with dinosaurs. So that's why the park is the next thing they worked on.
They could use practical effects. That'll be a
They did,
start.
and the sequel is Fallen Kingdom they used.
But nowhere near as much as the first one.
Yeah, but let's be honest. If they tried to use all CGI, if they would, if they could.
Yeah, but also with the beginning, with the first one, it wasn't just use practical effects. It was the usage of them and how everything was meticulously plotted. Like I had actually, it's weird, we were on Jurassic Park because I did watch the T-Rex scene earlier today, the Jeep when he breaks out, and how every single movement was just plotted.
Yep.
We don't do that. It's just Chris Pratt running from a volcano, and there's a bunch of dinosaurs running past him. It's like the scene in Jurassic Park where Alan and the kids are running as the dinosaurs are running around them. That is what they took from the movie. They didn't take the T-Rex smashing through the glass of the top of the Jeep and the kids holding it. And just every movement they made, Lexi in the Jeep with the flashlight and everything. And then Alan and Ian in front of them just being like, turn off the flashlight. Chill, girl, chill. So you don't have those.
Yeah, but you also live in a world now that people are too sensitive to scary things. It's stupid, I know, but
no, that would be incredible. If people thought A Quiet Place was suspenseful and it didn't even have those meticulous moments, then you could recapture the magic if you would just simmer down on bad babysitter getting tossed around and then just chill and just think about how can we put these characters through hell without just having them run around.
Yeah, but then if
things explode around them.
If they made it too scary, how would they sell it to the kids? Like, if word of mouth would spread, they'd be like, "Oh, it's way too scary."
I think Jurassic Park did okay. I saw it when I was 8.
I saw it when I was 4, but I know that time was different too.
And I was terrified in it because it was a good movie.
Now everyone's too scared to make something like that.
Miracle isn't so soft.
I don't think so.
Well, for kids, not for adults.
Well, you can do 4-quadrant movies like that, but I mean, even the trailer for Jurassic Park didn't even tell you anything. It just showed like the eye, and it was just like, it's got dinosaurs.
Yeah, but then they watched it and they're like, whoa.
Yeah, it was great.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah, and all the kids loved it.
Yeah, but like you even look at kid movies nowadays, and they're pretty tame compared to older kid movies.
Yeah, like all dogs go to heaven.
Yeah, like the Dark Crystal.
Yeah, so you watch kid movies now, and you watch kid movies. You watch kid movies now, and they're tamer. You watch Jurassic Park movies now, they're tamer. You watch shark movies now, in theaters, they're tamer because every single one of them's got to be PG-13.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're so.
The Shallow's 47 meters down. The Meg, they're all PG-13.
Okay.
If they made another Piranha 3D, it'd be too much. Now,
Love Cats as well.
Not really. They could. I mean, Piranha 3D didn't even just
They
have
didn't do that well.
like the.
I love
It's Piranha 3D. I don't know what.
Well, the original
would
Piranha.
be expecting.
Yeah, but the original Piranha is pretty classy compared to the remake.
Pretty.
I mean, in
comparison.
Comparison, yeah. Not. It's still a schlocky movie, but compared to the remake, it's.
Yeah, I get you, but that movie was never going to make more than like 30-50 million dollars. It should have a very modest budget, like no more than 10-15 million.
It had 25 million. It made about 90 million.
90, did you say?
Worldwide, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, that should be expected for a modest budgeted movie. I mean, for some, like, they had unrealistic expectations for the Elm Street remake. Whether it was good or bad is irrelevant because it was 30 million. Don't know where they put that money, but it was 30 million. And made 90 million, and they considered it a disappointment. But that's
like
very unrealistic
That's
expectations.
3 times the budget.
It doesn't make like 300%. It's if it doesn't make like 300 million.
Yeah, because sequels never do as good sometimes. Unless
That
they're
was
really good.
also before the Blumhouse model came in. So now that we have Blumhouse model, they could do something like that. 90 million would be considered a success because we're getting a Happy Death Day too. So
Are we really?
yeah, and it made like 90 million, I think.
I don't think that kids nowadays are like they're so desensitized to not violence but scares in movies. Like
it's not a matter of being desensitized. It's a matter of being able to care and empathize with the characters that you're watching.
I know it's not for the movie's sake, for how much it's going to sell, kind of sake. They're not going to make a movie that's not going to sell.
No, but
if they know it's not going to sell,
word of mouth.
They play it totally safe every time.
Yeah, of course they play it safe. That's why you need more modestly budgeted films. Because if something's gonna cost 200 million, you're gonna have to play it safe. Which the Fallen Kingdom's budget was like 170, 70, yeah. I mean that's really high, but in comparison to like Avengers or whatever, that's not as high.
You can have Captain America shit in a box and it'll do 400 million.
Yeah, but Jurassic World, it cost 150, and it was way more violent than the second Jurassic World. They saw the response that like the babysitter died and the violence towards during the attacks, and they toned it back like a million.
The violence. It wasn't the violence
or the topical.
It was more. Yeah, it was more that if it was Vincent D'Onofrio, if that was his death, people would be cheering. But just a girl who's like looking at her phone instead of 2 brat kids that you can't relate to and do not empathize with whatsoever because they're really annoying. And so you're like, yes, I'd be looking at my phone too. I relate more to the supposedly bad babysitter at this moment. Then yeah, her death is it's just unnecessary. She could have just had a simple dinosaur chomp and she's gone and it would have been fine. But
yeah, but it was also
they saved the dinosaur chomp for Vincent D'Onofrio, who is your main antagonist, and it was like, why?
But it would
there was no reward. Sorry, go ahead.
I was thinking of it's 2 things. It's excessive, it's unjustified, but also it's the first female death in any Jurassic Park movie, and they didn't want to wuss out.
That's stupid.
It is, but
that's just dumb filmmaking.
It is. But like, if you had a
We
full
don't wanna
series of
wuss
no real
out.
No,
That's-
but like, it's also
Then she should have been the antagonist.
yeah. Well, I
Kick
I
out-
can see that, but
Put Vincent D'Onofrio back on his Law and Order show, whatever he was on, and just put a female in the place.
and then if they killed the kids, it would have gotten an R rating, no problem.
Worth it.
Attack man.
Those kids are just annoying. They were not Lex and Tim.
Yeah, because they actually
Not in
helped
the
out.
slightest.
Mhm.
Yeah, they helped out and they were likable as well.
The only thing the two brothers did in Jurassic World was shot the Velociraptor off the truck.
It's just and then there's like 10 homages in 2 minutes as that kid was walking around the old park.
I thought that was a
It's
cool
just a
scene.
lot of.
until
You
they
remember
pulled
this?
out the
Remember
goggles.
these Jeeps? Remember these goggles? You remember these?
No.
It's so bad.
Remember how they don't work? Oh,
Oh.
they work.
Doctor bust in and be like, "No, Marty, it's your kids."
It's just so bad. It's just
I'm gonna-
really that's all it is. Just create good characters and put likable actors in their roles, and you can recapture the magic. But watching a movie and not relating, not liking, not empathizing, none of it. You're no matter how great the action scene's gonna be, no matter how awesome the effects, no matter how anything, you're not gonna give a crap.
Yeah, because they seem to think that the effects outweigh the characters, and that's the problem. One of the biggest problems.
And they're just never. Sorry, you can't just put flavor of the month actors too. I mean, Sam Neill had been around,
But he had
Laura Dern had been around.
But even after Jurassic Park, their careers never exploded or anything.
They had careers before it, so
Right.
it didn't matter.
Dude, Sam Neill was Damien in The Omen 3 back in 1981.
Yeah, and he
He was in
did various other movies.
Yeah, I think he was in his early 30s in that role, maybe late 20s.
And Laura Dern was in Wild at Heart, so if you're in one of those types of movies, you're okay.
So my question is,
All right,
what do you think is the last good sequel made? What is the last time a sequel came out and you're like, this is actually a really good movie?
I'll be right
Hey,
back, you guys.
guys.
I just gotta finish editing a review, then I can come back on.
Okay.
Oh,
I gotta get there before 12.
all right.
All right, I'll see you in a bit.
I'd like
Yeah.
to,
Yep.
My
I'd
favorite
like to say,
people did too. Go ahead.
I'd like to say that I am having like a major headache, so I'm going. I kind of want to go and lay down for a bit. If I feel better, I'll jump on. But if I don't, I guess I passed out. So
All right,
Just in
Josh, hope you
case.
feel better, buddy.
I
Feel
hope so,
better.
too.
All right, hydrate.
I will. See you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chase does love this Josh. Make sure you
All
fire
right. Well, I mean, that is the cause of most headaches. Is just lack of
lack of caffeine, and dehydration.
Yeah. So
So Chase,
drink water.
The last the sequel.
Last sequel that was good.
Other than The Strangers Pray at Night, which you mentioned.
Well, I think that was just better than the original because I didn't like the first one.
You didn't either. That's just, she doesn't like the home invasion.
Yeah, that's what I liked about the second one. It was just a normal movie of people trying to kill other people rather than.
Yeah. You know what it's kind of similar to that I really liked? You're Next.
What about you? What about it?
I love that movie.
Yeah, it's great.
I don't know if that's that's great. Like good.
No, it is great. Sharni Vinson, the woman that was in it, she was actually supposed to be Laura Croft, and then I don't know what happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah, her career just tanked. I don't know what happened because she was all lined up to do it. I guess they just couldn't get the the movie off the ground, and then they were just like, we're gonna go in a different direction. So I thought she would have actually been perfect because she had the look. She was for the new edgy Laura Croft. She had the look and everything, or the more grounded Laura Croft.
Why remake that movie?
What, Tomb Raider?
Yeah, why? I just don't understand.
Because they were trying to be like the video games, and the video games are trying to be like the movie, or trying to be like a movie. And so they thought they could, and they were wrong.
So incredibly wrong.
What's your favorite sequel?
My favorite sequel.
Or a good sequel? Are you wearing one sock?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Hey, Zach, Chop. Zach's asking where Chop and Brian went. Chop was starting to get a headache. He went to lie down, and Brian had finished editing some stuff, but he'll be back. The question is, where did you go that you didn't notice they were leaving?
Leave him alone.
That is my question to you. My question to you, kind sir. Sir. Sir.
All right, looking. Oh, how far back am I supposed to go with these sequels?
Listen, whatever sequel you liked last.
I did. Oh, last. Gosh.
What sequel can you remember liking?
Oh, I just remember. I mean, if you're gonna say that, then I would just be like, oh, everything and almost everything from the two franchises in the 80s, the horror movies. But because they were just fun, which seems to be something that they don't get these days. They're just like, what is this fun? We've given you a million homages to the things you used to like. Isn't that fun enough? It's like, no, because the things I used to like created new characters and expanded upon the source material. I'm trying to find more recent sequels. I did like 28 Weeks Later, but that's kind of old now, oldish.
You said what? Evil Dead?
That's my favorite sequel.
That's your favorite sequel?
Evil Dead 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just because it's the same movie, just better.
Yeah. Yeah. It was good.
It would be the second Conjuring movie.
Ugh, that movie's so long. I could have cut so much of that movie. They were just like, they were trying to pull a Marvel and just be like, how many sequels can we set up?
Yeah. A lot.
It's just a lot that had nothing to do with who the actual villain was.
Both Annabelle movies.
I just rewatched The Conjuring Monday?
Yeah.
I think.
Thanks for not doing that.
You were here. You were streaming.
You didn't tell me.
I watched The Conjuring and then I watched I Love You, Man. So I would get all of Lorena's references. She references that movie constantly, and I'm like,
it's such
what?
a great movie. I love me some Paul Rudd. Isn't Ant-Man and Wasp? What is that today? Zachary Hayes says Medea Boo too. What is Medea Boo?
Do you know how many times I've been tempted to watch those movies because they're on, like,
all the time?
I've watched them, as in skipped over all the dramatic stuff to just see Tyler Perry being Medea. Because it's weird. It's weird. it's interesting. I mean, I don't know.
So there's actual dramatic stuff in the movies?
Oh, in not the Boo movies, but the other Medea movies. Oh, they get heavy dramatic. And it's just like crazy. And it's like Lifetime movie dramatic, so it gets real weird and psychotic, and so you just kind of like, I'm gonna skip this. I just want to see the guy dressed as the Black Lady just yell at people and beat them up.
That's so
Hit 'em
much
with
to
a
ask.
purse. Seriously, but then he started doing those Boo movies. And it's like, it was too much to ask. So.
No.
Are they essentially just like scary movie caliber? Or
Oh my god.
Right? The Boo movies? Oh no, they're awful.
She loves freaking the spoof movies. She loves them.
I told you I have garbage taste.
The scary movie, not another teen movie, which is actually a really good movie. That's just fucking
it's fine.
Sometimes you just need a movie where like it's just dick and fart jokes and you don't have to think a lot about it. You're just like, ha ha ha, that guy's a tiny hand. Sticking it in mashed potatoes.
For the guy in the wheelchair, I can do it myself.
Oh, all the final, well, all except for the Final Destination sequels are excellent.
Wait, you said all except for?
Yeah, except part 4.
Which one was part 4? Was that the roller coaster
Racetrack?
Oh, I forgot about the racetrack one. That is hot garbage.
They actually jumped the shark with that one and confirmed that no one can ever live in the franchise. So at the end, that is something that people don't really remember and skip over. At the end, the guy poses the theory of what if death's design is that people actually do escape and then death kills them. So the whole premonitions and everything are actually coming from death. So death is just setting it up to kill them viciously.
The great thing about the first one,
jump the shark. Yeah.
Candyman playing the corner, or playing the morgue guy. Oh, I gotta forget his name.
Tony Todd.
Thank you. He's so good.
Yeah.
Cool bitch. You can't get away from her.
Well, I mean, you can't ever.
Love it.
They didn't use him enough in the franchise. That was my biggest complaint.
Yeah. I really think they created a good character with him in the first one. Wasn't he in the second one?
Yeah, he was in the second one again.
And then it just stopped.
Yeah, because that's when he told them new life can defeat death. But in the deleted scene in the third one, which is the roller coaster one, there's a newspaper that shows that the 2 people who lived through the second one were dead.
That new life, isn't that the one where she drives the ambulance into the lake?
Yeah, and he brings her back.
She dies.
CPR.
They have to bring her back. Now, that's how you trick death. You have to die a little.
Stupid.
See, they missed a complete opportunity. They missed a perfect opportunity to do a crossover with Flatline.
Just shut up. The Flatliners remake was awful. That was so bad. It was so bad.
Everybody who's seen the original is do not go see the remake.
Did the remake have any redeeming qualities?
No.
Really?
I mean, it had some good actors in it too, and that's sad.
It got what is her name? Page. What's her name?
Ellen Page.
Ellen Page and the ADD, the Adderall girl from Final Girls. She had used to Taisa Farmiga in it. Her name's Nina Dobrev. I don't know. Dobrev.
What is that? Vampire Diaries was her big thing?
She was her. Well, she came from Canada. She was on Degrassi, and then she was a teenage mom on Degrassi, and then she was on Vampire Diaries, and then she's been in a couple of movies.
My roommate that I lived with before we moved in together was like hard into vampire. He was like Vampire Diaries.
Oh, I thought I was about to say Degrassi.
Yeah.
I was about to say yes, because Degrassi is awesome, but no. Vampire Diaries is lame.
Well,
So
Degrassi is what brought us Drake. So
Yeah, but
they actually just did a reunion.
that
movie,
messed
like,
up.
a lot of the cast.
Yeah,
got
his
together.
awful new song in the video.
Oh,
I'm
they did a song
upset.
in a video.
Well, no, it's just a Drake song, and they all showed up in the video.
Evil Fusion Villains. That's cool.
Hey.
But yeah, Degrassi was great. Drake in the show, it was always funny when he would rap in the show because it was so bad. And then yeah, they had a school shooting in the show, and he got shot in the back and then was in a wheelchair for the rest of his time on there. It was a weird moment, even for Degrassi standards, which had in one episode a girl got gonorrhea in the throat for giving a guy a BJ, but giving the wrong guy one. It was great.
That's terrible and hilarious. I mean, maybe that gave a bunch of people like the foresight to be like. Right?
Oh, and then they left one storyline just hanging where
stay away from the foreskin.
A girl was diagnosed with HIV, and they were like, it could be undetected. We don't know. You'll have to wait 6 months, and they just never picked it back up.
They just never like. They never.
She just eventually went off to college. The end.
No.
to infect the campus.
I hope not.
Gosh, there used to be there was a documentary called The Gift, not to be confused with the Kate Blanchett movie, that and it was a documentary about people who are called givers. It was sometime in last decade, and it was about just people who want to be infected and the people who give the gift.
What the fuck?
They think it's a gift to get HIV or AIDS.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. It was weird for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have to explain why that would be weird.
Oh my god. This is why I like horror, because real life is fucking weird. Like, am I ever really gonna see like the Tar Man? No. Is AIDS a real thing? Yes. That's scary.
Am I ever gonna see the Tar Man? Yes. We're just bouncing off costume ideas.
There's this guy that lives in our neighborhood that looks like a moccasin, and we call him the Leather Man. And whenever we drive past, I wave to him so he doesn't kill us in our sleep. Outside his beard looking all leathery, and I'm like,
he sits out in the sun all day, so he gets like super like what's the guy from the KFC commercials? I'm the
Colonel Sanders.
oh, I forget the actor.
He's the extra.
Oh, the actor. I don't.
Turtle.
I mean,
I gotta say. That guy's so scary. Not like the KFC guy. The guy that lives in our neighborhood is terrible.
Oh, scary.
You're scary.
Would you rather watch Wrong Turn or The Hills Have Eyes?
Wrong Turn.
Because
every
the
day of the
story,
week.
Or
As long as it's not this. Oh, what?
for the story or anything in particular?
I love Eliza Dushku. She's terrible. I love her. The guy who I don't even remember it. Oh, his name in real life, Desmond Harrington? Is that it? I don't know. He was the other guy, and he yelled her name through the entire movie, and her name in the movie is Jessie, and he kind of slurred a little when he would yell it, so it'd be Jessie, Jesse. It was that movie's so funny that I would watch it because I mean Hills Have Eyes is so serious, and Wrong Turn you can still get your fun little gory whatever without the rape and pillaging and all that. So
Have you ever seen Motel Hell?
no, that one's been one. It's not something I'm opposed to, but it's been one I feel like I'm just if someone's like, "Hey, you want to watch Motel Hell?" I'm like, "Okay," but it's not something I'm
You're not
seeking.
gonna seek it. Gotcha.
Yeah.
You're not going to seek it out.
Would you rather watch Wrong Turn or The Hills Have Eyes?
I would rather let's take a dynamite in my DVD player.
We don't have a DVD player.
Whatever. I would rather leave the room than watching it.
Why?
Terrible movie.
Nuh-uh.
What?
Is it just like the
Which
inbred
Hills
family
Have
thing?
Eyes are you talking about?
Either.
They're both. I mean, what?
The original I would rather watch. I didn't like the remake. I don't like the Hills Have Eyes. I don't know.
Is it the subject matter?
No. I think it could have been done a lot better.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
I just think it could have been done. I think it's another shitty remake. I mean the original's not bad. I don't know. I think it's just it's not the fact that I don't like this subject matter because me who doesn't love a little freak show ring. Everybody does. But no, like the subject matter doesn't bother me. It's not the reason why I don't like the movie. It's just like the potentiality of what it could have been and what it is just disappointing. It's hard for me to like a movie that just disappoints the shit out of me.
Nah.
Meh.
I'm gonna reload the stream real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Just because it's being weirdly like choppy.
Shopping.
Well, so I'll reload it. It takes you seconds.
Okay.
There he goes.
What was
Now we're
Did you say what sequel you like?
No. And my sequel that I really love is Lion King 2 Simba's Pride.
No.
Stop with Lion King.
more
It's so
Lion King.
boring.
No more Lion King.
All right, so horror sequel.
Horror sequel. What?
Like Chase definitely took mine because I really love Final Destination 2. But if I had to pick a more
Like you were
recent
just
one,
sitting there, just waiting for the opportunity.
yeah, that's the only reason why I'm here. Is I gotta say Lion King 4 more times and then I can go get my check from.
Well, I would
Disney.
best horror sequel. If we're going a little older and it's not part of the big two, Return of the Living Dead 3 was really good. So, and that's weird that the third one would be really good after the second one was just so.
The second one was weird, but the third one was hot.
World War Z 2.
Shut up.
It's not even out.
I don't think it's out.
Nobody knows what's happening
Sequel
with
number 2
that.
of any of the series. Yes, any sequel or any like follow up. Yeah, any movie in a series other than the original. We'll go with that.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Ghostbusters 2.
Ghostbusters 2 was rad. That's true.
That was fine.
I remember that kind of freaking me out as a little kid, the painting. Just being like, ugh.
Like horror, which I'm trying to stay away from, like the big main franchises. Like the big layups are like like the greatest Friday the 13th movie, which is
Those are all categories to themselves. I mean,
the greatest Friday the 13th movie.
I mean, you can't argue. if somebody, unless it's when they switch over to New Line with like Freddy's Dead and Jason Goes to Hell,
I love Jason Goes to Hell.
shut up. You can't. If somebody says something like, "Oh yeah, Manhattan's my favorite Friday the 13th," it's really hard to argue because
You know they're just an idiot.
no, I mean they're
That
all
Wolf
bad. Like unless
Cry_Wolf 2.
Cry_Wolf is the worst.
Cry_. I love how you refer to it as Cry_Wolf.
Well, that's the title. So
Sure is.
it's not Cry Wolf. It couldn't be 2 words. It had to be Cry_Wolf. I don't know why.
That's way too much now.
I thought they were being clever. Sequels.
Return to Blood Fart Lake.
Return to Blood.
Oh, Sleepaway Camp 2. I would definitely.
Did you really?
Sleepaway Camp 2?
Yeah.
That movie's friggin' awesome.
Was it though?
It definitely is.
It can't be. Fuck.
I'm
awesome.
Yeah, that's why it's great, because it realized this is stupid. It realized the twist from the first one was dumb, because it is dumb. Oh, it's a boy, and she was killed people because she was raised, or he was whatever, because she didn't really self-identify as anything until the second and third, which she still didn't, because she wasn't attracted to any. Anyways, moving on.
If we're not limited to horror, the greatest is Die Hard with a Vengeance.
It was good.
It was really good. It's so good, though.
It was good.
Die Hard is the greatest Christmas movie ever.
Yes.
And Die Hard with a Vengeance is so good and so close to the original Die Hard, because it's like Chase says, it has the little homages to the first one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. I would. That's how you would do homages when you're doing stuff. I would say that, because when I think about Die Hard with a Vengeance, I don't think about any homages. I think about the actual story. Mm-hmm. Him and Samuel L. Jackson and everything. It was great.
Is that Die Hard 3? Yeah, that's the third Die Hard one.
Yeah,
I even enjoyed the one with Justin Long in it.
I enjoyed all of them. I fucking loved Die Hard.
I like the Die Hard one because it goes in a new direction.
I didn't watch the newer ones
and stuff like
they're
that.
worth a watch.
But it has
I don't think
watch. He said, "You motherfucker." We're gonna do a watch with Chase. All the Die Hard movies back to back.
No.
He's never gonna talk to us again. Don't do that.
No.
We're gonna put a message Chase. He's not our friend on Facebook anymore.
No.
We're blocked.
Oh.
The 3 was good.
All right, I gotta go. I got work to do. All right.
Can you hang on just 1 second so I can run to the bathroom?
Chase, we're gonna talk. I'm gonna go in here, but first, before I leave, we're gonna have a serious talk about Lion King.
Do not.
What?
I had to mention it too. Phantasm 2,
okay.
Dead Snow 2.
Phantasm 2 is good.
Yes.
Good
I
call.
never sat around and watched Dead Snow 2. I've been really lazy about it.
What is that stupid movie I like with the Nazis on the moon?
That's probably what it's called.
Iron Sky?
I don't remember what it's called.
Is it Iron Sky?
Iron Sky. Iron Sky.
Middle of the earth.
No, I couldn't get through it, so I figured it was that.
It's
because
so
I couldn't
bad.
get through it because it was so. I mean, of course, it knows it's dumb, and that's fine. I don't care, but it just kept getting dumber and dumber. It's like, okay, I can't with you right now. So I just turned Iron Sky off. But I don't have anything really against it. It's just not for me. Not like Lion King, which I have a lot against. And do not like. I never watched Wolf Creek 2, Zachary. I started watching the TV show, but never finished it. It was kind of goofy, and it had all the blood was CGI, and that was annoying. And really lazy, because it's a TV show. You should have time enough to do some normal blood. If Supernatural can do it, you can do it. What's bothering you, sir?
The show was lame. Yeah. No. It's not anything I can say on air, but I'll send you.
Okay. Great.
But what else did you send me? You sent me something else.
I sent you the Last Dragon show enough clip.
Before that, the Purge official TV trailer.
The
Let's
TV
talk
trailer
about
for
the Purge, the TV show.
It looks better than the new movie.
It does look better than a new movie. But do you think they can really do the Purge story in a
10-episode special event?
Yeah, in a 10-episode weekly. Like, what else do they have to talk about?
I don't know. I don't know. So as I said, the message to you isn't a movie enough, but because they're gonna have a movie and a TV show released within 3 months of one another, or released within 2 months of one another. That's ridiculous.
You're gonna have to move. Thanks. It's taking a very long time.
I was gonna say that's taking you a while. Doesn't look like Purge show will have blood. I mean,
it's a trailer, and it was only a minute long, so
A minute, 2 minutes.
it's on USA Network. They can show stuff because they have Mr. Robot, and they show lots of stuff.
Is Mr. Robot the one with Christian Slater?
Yeah.
Oh.
First season was excellent, and then it kind of went off the rails.
Really?
Yeah. It's just the guy who makes it got really into his own ideas, and it was just too much of just everything, of making a statement about a lot of stuff, and just speeches and his personal thoughts, philosophies, beliefs, and the story became really muddled and hard to follow because it just kept going on.
That's not good. I stopped in season 2.
Yeah, I stopped in season 2 as well. I'll occasionally read up on it, but I don't know. It'll probably end up. It was supposed to. He said he had a 5-season plan. They always have 5-season plans.
Yeah,
and then the show's gonna
2
end.
seasons of budgeting.
Jeez, dude, chill.
Is that a bomb? I should have grabbed a drink while I was out there. I'm gonna go grab a drink. Excuse me.
Yeah, yeesh indeed. Yeah, I was gonna say, quick, go grab a drink because I'm gonna be go out here. It's fine. Take huge back cancel. the person. She is.
You're gonna get a bad Yelp review.
What?
You're gonna get a bad Yelp review.
Good. Oh, one of my buddies.
Never showed up.
Him and Nick Foles. You're welcome, dude. Oh, that was today. I should have went up there. It's sports ball.
Okay.
Now, yeah, I like the Purge. The Purge TV show, to me, it has a chance. It's like the 10-episode thing, but my fear is if this 10-episode block does well, these idiots are gonna think, yeah, let's make a weekly episode.
I mean, I don't think they'll do that.
Did you bring all the sparkling water you have back here?
No, hydration is key.
It's sparkling water. That doesn't even hydrate you.
It does.
That doesn't make any sense. Look at her with all these freaking beers. Alcohol.
Yeah, right.
She's just cracking beers.
No.
She's gonna see a shotgun. She's gonna be like,
see you at the Purge.
No.
If reviews come in and they say it's good, I'll give it a shot. If reviews come in and they're like, it's more Purge, then I'll be like, okay.
All right, then I'm gonna do a good review of it so you can watch it.
You're not an actual certified critic who's on stuff, so you're just
how do you know that?
a guy in a hat on YouTube. So
You're just a guy in a hat.
I'm just a guy in a hat on YouTube. Ouch.
Yeah.
I'm literally the man in the hat. Where's my I am the man in the orange hat, and instead of yellow.
There's a cat in here somewhere.
Where's the cat? Kitty.
Or she's in the hallway.
Yeah. It's like, you guys are loud in there. Please tone it down.
And she's weird. If it's like too much air conditioning in the room, she'll find the hottest place and just lay there.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, that's what she does, though. But yeah. You know when it's supposed to take place? Yeah, I don't know what the timeline of the show is.
I don't know either.
Is it between Initial Purge and in between Initial Purge and Ethan Hawke Purge?
Did they have? And they have like 20-something purges before the third movie. There's like 23, 24 purges. As far as
the quarter centennial purge.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
yeah, to be honest, like I liked the first one.
I didn't even like the first one.
I was like, no, when it came out, I liked the first one, and I'm like, I like the idea of this. It's a great idea. Why don't we just let everybody kill each other one night a week?
No.
And, you have to watch College Humor did a really funny thing called Purge Questions, where people kept asking questions about, like, if I steal a car during the Purge, do I have to register it when I'm outside of the Purge? If I shoot somebody right before the Purge ends, but they don't die until after the Purge is completed, am I in trouble? Like, they ask all like the stupid questions everybody asks about the Purge. They ask all of them. It's freaking hilarious.
All right. Well, I only know one of the storylines now. It says Miguel, a U.S. Marine who returns home on Purge night after receiving a cryptic message from his sister Penelope, she belongs to a Purge worshipping cult and has pledged to become a sacrifice at the will of their charismatic leader, forcing Miguel to face the senseless violence on the streets alone in order to protect those he loves most. That was just, it's supposed to have multiple storylines, but that was just one of the lead.
Do you think
people.
they're going to try to take the Purge 10 episode thing and tie them all together by the end.
Probably.
Tie what all together?
Like a really
Like
cool thing they could do is
Intertwine all the stories like they did with the second movie.
No. I'm saying like take what Miguel does and have it like he doesn't help somebody because he's trying to get to his sister, and then the next story is like the people that he doesn't stop and help. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I know what you mean. That would actually kind of like Pulp Fiction style.
Mhm.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah.
That would be somewhat interesting, but I wouldn't want it to see something all on one night. I would need years.
Yeah, no. I'm saying like, and then like like the next year, like because of that, somebody comes after Miguel.
But also, like, I mean, they've kind of ended the franchise with the third one, or because wasn't that the whole point? Was she's like, oh yeah, Purge illegal now again?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, the Purge election.
It's kind. I feel like it's like friggin' Star Wars, where it's just like, let's just keep going back. Let's go back. You know how the story ends, but no, let's go back.
And that's
like I don't need to go back.
Prequels did so bad, but the new movies, the continuation of the story is doing so well because it's like I didn't need young Anakin Skywalker.
No. I needed Kylo Ren. I didn't need young.
I mean, no one needed young Han Solo because they're losing $80 million on it. So,
you know what? And everybody who's bitching about not having the Obi-Wan Kenobi movie, shut your mouth because you didn't go see Solo, and that's what stopped it.
No one wanted it.
It doesn't matter. Sometimes you see the shitty movie, so you get.
No, you don't, because then they make Solo too.
They can't make Solo. Okay, hold on. I won't say that. They could make.
Yes, you can.
They're gonna shelf Kenobi.
There was like 5 or so years in between Solo and him meeting Luke in the cantina. They can totally do as much as they want.
You know what I want?
That's 4 movies right there.
I want a Chewie or I want Chewbacca the movie.
I would actually see the shit out of that.
I want to see Lobaka being trained by Luke. That's what I want to see. I want to see a goddamn Wookiee with series? A lightsaber. Huh?
If they do the Young Jedi series.
Oh my god, so good, so good.
But they can't.
I know.
Now
they can't because they screwed it. Yeah.
Because they made Ben.
It's like, oh, they all dead. Why? Oh no. Meh.
Stupid.
People don't watch Star Wars for lightsabers. That's why, idiots.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one thing that is really interesting. It's interesting to me for being really casual about Star Wars, and then just like, there have been so little lightsaber stuff in the new one. It's just a lot of political mumbo jumbo and like a lot of plot holes that don't make sense and things happening. What?
Oh, the new
ones.
Last 2.
Where they're just, and then the people who actually do use the lightsabers, they know how to use them about as well as Luke did in the original trilogy. So
yeah.
You feel like
just
they were
blindly swinging.
Shoot the shit out of them.
It's been just not good, and after seeing like the prequels with everyone flipping around and looking crazy, to go back, I mean, to that, how does this turn on style? It's just kind of, we can't go back.
But you got to remember, like, it's called The Last Jedi. It's to show that nobody's there to train people with lightsabers.
Well, not that movie in particular. I'm talking about the very beginning, anyways. Force Awakens, all of it.
But in Force Awakens, the only Jedi that people think is even alive is
which is why I'm saying, like, hey, he could have had his little academy thing, and you could have your Young Jedi, and then you could have had your Young Jedi series, and then when stupid Disney launches their stupid streaming service, had they went with a different storyline for everything, then they could have a Young Jedi series to show all the children's.
Listen, don't
And
reject
then
them. They'll do it.
it would have been a 4-quadrant live action series. You people would have watched it, and then like also 7-8-year-old kids would have watched it.
That's true.
It would have hit everyone. So, but now they have to think of how to make people with blasters cool again. Because
which Han and Solo just did on his own.
No one's ever.
I mean, it's all they have are the cartoons to rely on for any sort of Jedi action outside of the numbered series. So, I don't know.
It's tough.
They ran it into the ground.
Yeah.
With no time at all. It's been like
record time.
4 years? 3-4 years since Force Awakens? 4 years?
Listen, I did
That's all
actually enjoy. Oh my god!
What?
Oh my god! The movie that's set between three
words.
Rogue
One.
Yeah.
Rogue One. I really liked Rogue One.
I liked it too, and it depressed me.
And you know why? You know what part? You know what I like the most about it?
The guy
was in it.
Donnie Yen.
I love him. And
so he was fine.
Well, he was so good in it, man.
And
I was already bitter by that point.
Oh.
Not it because they had with Force Awakens, they were like, we're getting the guys from the raid to be in this, the raid 1 and 2. We're getting them. And I was like, oh, you're getting the guys from the raid. This is gonna be so good. And then they were just the guys in the super lame scene where Han Solo.
Oh, there he is.
Wait.
Oh.
Wait.
Well, you're not frozen on my screen, so.
Oh.
We're never frozen.
We got, and it was so, and then you froze.
Oh, it's just they had the guys from the raid, and then they just put them on the Millennium Falcon to stand and then be eaten. It's like, these are the best martial artists out there, and this is what you do with them. They just stand.
A waste.
Why? I mean, even Marky Mark is going to be in a movie with the raid guy and knows, let the man fight. So, because he does things you don't see people like Donnie Yen and stuff doing. He's very physical and brutal and does insane things that look like it would be very painful.
All right, well, I'm going to head out. Y'all have fun. Y'all are
See you later, bye.
Y'all are still going when I, what did he say?
See you later, bye.
See you later, bye. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Raquel, where did you go? Come back to us. Hashtag Raquel. Yeah, so if I get back and you guys are still going, I might join on, but I gotta be up early tomorrow. So
I need to get up at 10.
That's freaking early, especially with the way you two go till like 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, but we also have a big ass party that's going to be going on in our backyard essentially tomorrow. All right, I'm out.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Love you.
Love you too.
Love you too, Chase.
Yeah, whatever.
He said, yeah, whatever.
He said lies. It's all lies.
Why don't you take your empty bottle with you?
Oh, she
How dare you? Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. No. I would have said too if I thought about it earlier. Day Watch was a good sequel to Night Watch. I liked it.
Oh my god, that was good.
Yeah, it took it to another level, and I enjoyed it taking it to another level. It was very nice.
Very nice.
I would weirdly also say I enjoy Candyman 2, Farewell to the Flesh, but not for the same reasons I like the first movie. I would like Candyman 2 because it's awful and horrible and should have never existed. Yeah.
Totally counts.
Yeah, it was so bad. But the first one was so legitimately good. And I have met a lot of people who don't like the first one, which is weird to me.
Really?
I don't understand that. Yeah. I don't get it. Why? How could you not like it? I mean, I get some people saying like, "Oh, I don't like the very end where Helen comes back and stuff," because they like the idea of her just sacrificing herself.
Mhm.
That's fine. Although I like the ending of her coming back. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's like the only moment of fun in that movie. So
That movie is so dark.
yes, it is. It just even you'd never see it or anything, but just the story of Candyman killing the kid in a disgusting restroom, like public restroom, just the story, and then the mental images it evokes of him just possibly ripping a kid up. And it's just, yeah, that's enough to make you fear him without him doing anything. And then as he goes through the process with Helen, it's weird, seductive bee kisses and just weirdness. And then when she wakes up in the woman's apartment and the babies, yeah,
Yeah.
all of that, it was so crazy and good. And yeah, I really loved it. And it handled the whole white savior thing. And it just did a lot of stuff. And, yeah, it's a good
more
movie.
than like there's more to it than just a horror movie. Sure.
Yeah.
It does make you feel super just icky.
Yeah,
At certain
I love
points.
that
And then,
movie.
like, certain points you're like, ooh, and then certain points you're like,
Yeah. I've watched that a lot, which is weird. Those types of movies I usually don't. There's something about that one that I can watch a lot more than the second one. Second one's so bad. But it has its own level of charm.
mm,
It's bad. The acting is bad. The story is bad. The guy doing the radio voice thing through the entire movie, it's so bad.
it's so memorable though. Like,
Yeah.
that's like you think of Farewell to the Flesh and you just think of it being creepily narrated.
It was terrible. I really enjoyed it though.
Same.
I saw it in theaters as a kid as well.
Oh wow.
Well, it was enjoyable then and enjoyable now. I think it's always on Netflix.
I feel like that's one of those movies that's like always on USA or like just like randomly like mid-afternoon it's on and you're like, oh okay.
I'd watch it. If it was those days with cable, I would watch it. Yeah, Rec 2 is a really good follow-up. He said Rec 2 is a good one.
I'm so slacking. Like I won't start it till I watch the first one.
Oh, you can't be perfectly blunt. You can't see it, and it's subtitled. So unless you're learning Spanish overnight, then
unless you're miraculously sighted and fluent in Spanish.
Yeah, because those, I mean, you want to talk about dark movies, those movies, it's all camcorders and it all takes place at night. And the second one is mostly night vision on the.
Even better.
Yeah, because it's like a SWAT team going through. And so there's a lot of night vision. So that's just. Yeah, I wouldn't watch those until I could see really well.
Not today.
Okay.
What the heck was I trying to watch? And I ended up turning it off because I was like, what the fuck? Was it Boys in Trees or something?
Oh, I didn't finish it. I didn't.
The
It
soundtrack was good.
Yeah. I didn't like everything else. It's just, I knew as soon as it got going, it's like, oh, so it's this. Like, I don't think I need an hour and a half more of this. So, and then I did the same thing that I did with A Quiet Place. I went to the end and was like, oh, okay.
Just to confirm my suspicions.
Yeah, just to make sure, and I was correct. It was, so it's like, I just don't need to see anymore now. Because I've seen this type of movie and I've gotten this type of message and I don't need it.
It was pretty awkward from like what I could pick up. I was like, I don't know if I want to keep watching this if I could see it.
Yeah, just
Soundtrack though, hell yes. All those good jams.
yeah. 90s crap. It's good. I mean, the soundtrack, not the movie. The movie could have been something if it wasn't that super cliche that I've seen a million times. Then it could have been something more than like an Are You Afraid of the Dark episode.
Not to say Are You Afraid of the Dark isn't amazing, but
it's fine. But it's also 20 minutes long, not 2 hours. So you can just do all of that really fast.
Oh, and we're back.
Oh, my first. Oh.
Oh my god, this is the worst chair to sit in. My legs keep getting stuck to it. Or I guess it's the worst chair for shorts.
Yeah, the Mandy movie that has Nicolas Cage in it, coming out eventually. I don't know. I feel like I've been hearing about it for a while. So I thought it was coming out soon, but at the end of the trailer, it just said soon.
That's fucked up.
So it looks really great. It was from the guy who made Beyond the Black Rainbow, which I never really watched much of. Was fine. It's just a retro 70s style type movie, but the more in line with like the weird feeling that Stanley Kubrick would give you when he wanted to give you those weird feelings. So he's fine. He's a good director, and I'm surprised he hasn't. I've been wondering if he was gonna do something because it's been a while since Beyond the Black Rainbow. Yeah, Mandy looks really good. It looks like Beyond the Black Rainbow with cool stuff. So not just trippy visuals, but a little bit more. I mean, the story looks very basic, but it that's fine. I'm okay with it.
As long as it's done well.
Yeah. it'll have excellent visuals either way. It'll look really pretty. They released another trailer for that dumb house with a clock in its walls. Yeah, it looks worse than the first trailer. It reminds
Hey,
me
Ray.
of.
Hey, Chase.
Hey!
Oh, hey, Dino. It scared me.
Chase.
I'm not looking at the screen, the hangout screen, so.
That was me. I was throwing my voice.
You're not missing nothing.
Welcome,
I'm-
Dino.
Hey, Ray. How you doing? Sorry,
Hey.
Chase. I interrupted you.
I don't even remember what I was saying. I was talking about that house with the clock in its walls dumb movie.
I'm still mad that tricked me into thinking it was like a horror movie.
No, it looks like the Sorcerer's Apprentice. That's what I was going to say. The one that came out with Jay Baruchel in that movie?
Probably. Sounds right.
Was Nicolas Cage?
Probably.
Go, lad.
Yeah, both of them were. Yeah, it looks like that. It looks terrible. It looks like that, but with Jack Black and Kate Blanchett. And they can do better.
They won't.
I don't know. I don't know what Eli Roth was thinking. If I want to make a kids movie and I want it to look terrible, it's like, why don't you just focus on making a good movie first, dude?
Well.
Then we can worry about getting into kids movies and whatever and exploring.
Oh my god. Am I alone in loving The Vampire's Assistant?
That's fine. I had nothing against it. It's fine.
I feel like any chance I get to watch that, if it's on TV, I'm like,
It's on the other Netflixes,
yes.
and I've been not watching it, but I've been eyeing it. So I've been thinking, do I want to watch it? And then it's usually, not right now.
It's so, I don't know.
I missed everybody. Everybody take off early.
Chop had a headache. And
I had a migraine or whatever. Brian wanted to finish editing a video before right now.
Yeah, it's like half of YouTube is streaming right now. It's like, what's going on?
Really, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've got like 10 channels on my sidebar streaming.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
Like, oh, what's going on here?
It's summer. It's hot. No one wants to be outside.
Yes, the weekend, which you look forward to, it's going to be like 100 degrees here in Cleveland, Ohio. It's like a heat wave, man. It sucks.
I think it's in the high 90s in Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
Tomorrow.
I'm not going to complain though. I'm soaking up the heat, man. I don't want no blizzards or below freezing temperatures. I'll take it.
You're just
I could take a good
whispering
40
sweet
degrees.
nothings to me right now. I love below freezing. I love blizzards. I love all the freezing everything.
Well, I like it cold, like when you're ready for bed, and I like put like 15 comforters and I crawl into a cave. You know, that's what I do.
I like it to be freezing. I like spending 5 minutes to getting ready just to walk outside to do one thing.
Oh God,
That's great.
No.
Yes, having to put on like 2 pairs of socks and everything, and gloves, the
Can't
double
put your
glove.
arms down.
You enjoy that, huh?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
great.
You need to be out in the bush, out in Alaska. You know?
If I could.
Mm. Jeez.
I don't know. I have a friend that lives in Juneau, and it's been colder where I live in Pennsylvania than it has been there. And she's like, "What the fuck?"
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's been messed up. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Once she moved, everything shifted. So thanks, Celia.
Oh.
Yeah, sad day today, man. My heart got broken here finding out somebody that passed on
Pat
from
person?
from
Yeah.
YouTube. Yeah.
Brian was talking about him earlier.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was like right there right when I started YouTube. He was like YouTube took me down like almost 4 years ago when I started my channel. Like YouTube took me down for a stupid reason. He's like banded everybody together, but he was there from the beginning. And yeah, I mean, towards the end there, he got a little, weirded out and stuff, but it's still sad in my heart, just like kind of crushed a little bit today, hearing that. It's like,
Yeah.
a little sad, but oh well, we move on, right?
Don't have a
Gotta keep this
choice.
memory going.
We don't have a choice, right? Well, I have a couple streams with him up on the channel. The Night of Living Dead. We did like actually me, Pat, and Luke from Confused Reviews when he didn't hide his face. Oops, I shouldn't be saying that. But he was this was like 3 years ago. I mean, so
he would have been like 13.
Yeah, he was young, man, and you can tell when he's sitting there commentating with us. It was fun. But oh well. Anyways, yeah.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, that's life, though, right, Ray? I mean,
Apparently, 2018.
It is not a good year at all.
No, it's seems to be a thing of any time New Year's comes around in the past decade or since this decade has started. We've all been like, well, okay, this next coming year, it's gotta be better. It's going to be, and then it's just in increments, just a little worse, but it'll occasionally just spread it out just so you're just like, oh, you think you're in the clear.
The trick, yeah. No, I hear you.
It's weird. I had a good time last decade. I had a good time until it got towards the end.
Oh,
but this
my
decade
Lord.
Sucked.
Bring back the 80s, early 90s. Whatever.
I mean, if I have to suffer through emo just to have an all right year, I'm okay. I can do that.
Emo. Did you say emo?
I said if I have to suffer through it just to have an okay year, I'm all right with it. That's a fair trade because, I mean, all that's played are pop now anyways, and I can't even, at least I could remember songs from last decade. I can't remember. They're moved so fast, I can't remember the songs.
Oh, yeah.
So everything's a pop song and everything, you can just kind of throw it away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, everything in the entertainment business has changed.
Mm-hmm.
But, oh well, we've talked enough of that. Oh. Where'd your guy go there, Ray?
To drive Uber.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I can't work right now, so he kind of has to
Uber it.
Yeah.
Uber.
Like he was doing it before, but he kind of has to do it now, unfortunately.
Cool.
He's the best person to do it, though. So.
Yeah. Hey, Chase, what happened to your black and white there? Your old
I
retro there.
it.
Yeah.
Just switched it back to normal.
So I'll ask you the question that we've been asking each other.
Sure.
What's your favorite sequel?
Oh, God.
Can be anything.
I'm bad with off-the-cuff questions. Let's see. What's my favorite?
Not even what's your favorite. What sequels do you like?
In any, like, whatever. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Any movies whatsoever. Are there any sequels that I really even care about? You're talking to somebody who likes the original movie, and then everything after pretty much sucks. But oh my God, What is wrong with my What's wrong with my brain?
I hear you.
I'm trying to think of some sequels. Talk amongst yourselves. I know I'm pepping up the chat a bit, ain't I? What was your guys' choices? Let me steal a couple from you.
I said Evil Dead 2 because it's just like the same thing but better.
See, I mean, well, you know what? What the hell? Did I hit my video off? What's going on there? I hit just the right key when my finger went straight down and it took my video off.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, although I like the original still. I mean, nothing wrong with that, but the sequel is just as good. Yeah. Star Wars, the sequels, you know, if we get to those kind of movies, or Indiana Jones, you know, those are always good. Do we consider James Bond movies? You know, every movie after that sequel, you know,
I would say so. That's,
okay.
It's weird. I mean, I guess they're kind of just a serial, really, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You know, does it really continue on? I guess in a way, but it's whatever. But
Yeah,
I mean, I love James Bond, so you know. I love Sean Connery as James Bond. Then it got a little cheesy with what's the other guy? No, before Roger Moore. I liked his first couple, but he was a little bit. It was hard to pull off James Bond with Roger Moore because he was that typical, like they did back in the 40s, like that typical older gentleman. You know what I mean, with the gray hair, but yet he can kick everybody's ass. You know what I mean? It's just you know, it just was funny, and he couldn't quite pull it off, but. And Pierce, I like Pierce Brosnan. He made a good James Bond. I can't see him kicking ass, but he did the roles good. You know what I mean? So and then the new guy, he's awesome. I mean, it's funny that he's the shortest James Bond ever, but you know he seems to be the toughest. But you know Hollywood can do that, right?
Magic.
Unreal. Yeah.
Sleep to them. I never actually watched one all the way through. They always put me to sleep.
All the James Bond movies?
Yeah. I tried. I actually sat down and I was wide awake. And I was like, all right, Casino Royale. We're doing this.
Yes.
20 minutes in, I was out.
Oh, no.
It was like the middle of the afternoon. I was fully energized, ready to go. And and I was just like, okay, I have never seen even GoldenEye through because I would just fall asleep. And as a kid, I would just fall asleep. Well, it was 11. I was 11 when it came out, and I just would fall asleep every single time.
Huh. Well, you know what happens. You know what happens with me is I like go through these periods where I'm very much into an era of movies. Like I just want to watch all 60s movies and stuff. You know, it rolls and rolls and rolls. Like Breakfast at Tiffany's, one of my favorites. I mean, we do horror channel stuff, but oh my god,
it's a fantastic song.
Love it.
It's good. The book is so much better, but that's for different reasons than why the movie is good. Because the book, there's never any romance or anything. It's written by Truman Capote, and the guy character was gay in the book, so he was just really fascinated with Holly Golightly rather than in love.
Infatuated with it. Yeah, gotcha. Never read the book, but yeah.
So they were just best friends essentially in the book. But
Okay. Yeah.
But then it's really short. So it's good. It's good all around. It's just short.
But
It's
love,
only 100 something pages, I think.
yeah, love the movie, man. Love the.
Yeah, it's good.
Got me watching her other films too. So yeah, it's. But like I said, yeah, I just get into these eras and then I just go right on through. So that's what's great about catching up on a lot of these older films and stuff, man. There's some masterpieces out there. I mean, there really are. But.
Yeah, I had been in an old movie. I'm not in any kind of movie watching place at the moment, but I have been. I was in an older movie time mindset, which I'm probably gonna go back to because there's nothing else.
Oh gosh, amen. You know what? Yeah, things have slowed down here a bit in Hollywood, right? I mean, we had some stuff coming out here but now it's just like one big movie, and then 3 or 4 weeks later you'll get like kind of like another big movie, and then although Incredibles and Fallen Kingdom are back to back kind of, but other than that, nothing really out there. But
yeah, as I've been saying to Ray and pretty much everyone, I'm gonna go see the Mr. Rogers documentary. That's about it.
Oh yeah,
that looks good. Like,
that's my big summer.
That's Chase.
It came out this weekend here. I've been out over the country in various places, but it just came. We just now got it, and I'm gonna see it sometime in the next few days. I really, really am looking forward to it.
But there's no way it's not going to be awesome.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be excellent. Yeah, and I kind of got accidentally spoiled on a little bit of stuff. It's not like spoilers. Mr. Rogers was a human. That's pretty much was it. But it still bothered me because he just had apparently towards the end of whatever. It's not a big deal. No, it's not like it's a plot twist or anything. Mr. Rogers was towards the end of his days was having doubts on how much of an impact and how worth it everything was, and just was dealing with his own humanity. But I mean, that was like after 9/11 and everything like that. So of course, there's a guy who's worked to say peace, love for his entire life and talk out your feelings, and then
thus this big documentary on Mr. Rogers. Yes.
Yeah, that's he made an impact.
Oh yeah. Oh heck yeah. Who doesn't? After a certain age, who doesn't remember Mr. Rogers? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It was a mainstay. If you were, I'm trying to think. Without giving my age away, I think Chase. What, you're 38, right? Something like that, or are you younger than that? Don't say.
I think he froze.
Did he freeze? Okay, because I mentioned.
He's not just sitting there incredibly offended.
I mentioned age. No, it hits I mean, I'm in my 40s, so you hit a certain. Yeah, I mean, most people know Mr. Rogers. Yeah. I don't even know where I was going with that, but anyway.
I think even if you didn't grow up watching him, you still know like how impactful he was and what he did.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way you couldn't know.
No, I hear you. Yeah. Oh my Lord. Yeah, he froze up, didn't he? Well, his pixelation and his he could probably hear us too. His pixelation in his video was like 258 over 100, something like that. It was really low. It was really buffering, man. His internet connection, I think. Maybe that's what's going on.
Yeah, I know he loaded the stream once before.
Okay.
There's a question in the chat for you. It says, from Zachary Haith, Dina, what is the last good newish movie you've seen?
Oh gosh. Hey Zachary. I haven't watched any of the really newer ones. I keep hearing about Heredity. I do want to see it because I've heard that's a throwback to the classics like Omen and stuff like that. But so I do want to see that. Get Out, I had no interest to even go and watch it. I still don't. I have no interest, no matter how big the hype was. I guess the newest one would be It, the remake. And I know me and Ted and on our channel kind of not ripped it apart, but because we hate new stuff. But it was a good movie. I loved it. It was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. But I think I enjoyed it mostly because of the kids and their characters and stuff like that. The clown, I'm sorry, people probably hate me saying that, but I was not a fan of the clown. I just was not. Tim Curry really was spot on with what the character was supposed to be, whereas this one was just, let's plop a scary clown in there and all that little stuff he did and everything. Just, it was stupid. It was stupid. But anyways,
Not into it.
yeah, just wasn't into it. But the movie was good. But newer movies, that's about it, man. I'm sorry, you guys, but then we go back to the '80s and even in the '90s. I watched the Scream series and stuff like that. But and what was that haunted one with the doll? Not Annabelle, but the movie right before that.
The Conjuring?
The Conjuring. Duh. This shows you where my mindset is. I can't think worth a damn. But The Conjuring was an excellent movie, and that was kind of newer.
Yeah.
So recent. But I love that movie. I loved it. It didn't have the gore and all that stuff, and it still kind of spooked you. So I enjoyed that movie.
I just rewatched that one this week, and I kept forgetting how uneasy it makes you like watching it.
Mm-hmm.
I like to pretend that I'm very tough, and then I have to like get up and walk down the hallway, and I'm like,
yeah. I like a movie that just hits you mentally. You know what I mean? I don't like the jump scares, even though Conjuring had a couple here and there, but it wasn't, every second there's a jump scare or something like that. But
yeah,
I enjoyed that. I really did. That was a good one.
I noticed in the one scene when they're in the conference room, when the two Warrens are up talking, they do this shot that pans over to the lady that wants to talk to them. And Lorraine Warren, the actual one, is sitting in the front row.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
It's Lorraine Warren.
Yeah, I was sitting there thinking like she's watching someone portraying her husband who passed away, and I was like, oh, that's really sad. And I was like, yeah. But I mean, that's cool that she was in the movie.
Right. Well, heck, they've done it their whole life. I think 40, 50, somewhere around half a century, 50 years or so. I mean, as you may know, with my paranormal stuff I do, I know all about that, and the incident and the Warrens and stuff like that. So yeah, it's when there's an ounce of this might have happened in the movie, it's kind of cool. Get your mind thinking. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you believe in ghosts and everything like that?
Do I believe in them? It's a thin line. I believe in a lot. You know what? Let me put it this way. Just think about life in general and how complex it is. And, so when you hear these, ghost stories or people passing on and, oh my God, I saw my father, who just passed on, 2 a.m. and his son saw his father in the hallway at 2 a.m. the night before, tons of stories like that. It makes you think, it makes you think there's something to all of this. You know what I mean? Think about it. We're sitting here right now talking. What is it all about? You know what I mean? Is there any real purpose to this? I mean, there's a lot of questions, Ray. You know what I mean? And Yeah, religion aside and all that other good stuff. I mean, you know, of course, there's people who know that or think that there's an agenda and stuff like that. But, you know, you look up to the stars. What is that? You know, the Big Bang. If there was a Big Bang, what happened before that? If there was a God, who created God? There's got to be a beginning. What happened? You know what I mean? All of this started somewhere. And even then, what started before that? I mean, it's just, you know what I mean? The mind just explodes. So, you know, yeah, it's crazy. It really is. But, yeah, getting philosophical here.
Getting deep.
What's going on? Oh, well.
What would you say that your favorite genre of horror is? Or, like, what do you enjoy the most?
80s cheese. I enjoy it. I enjoy it the most. If I can get bad acting, a terrible story, or at least a story that's kind of cohesive, and I mean, not a bad movie, just one of those bad movies that are so good. You know, that's what I love. You know, like Reanimator. We've talked about it. Street Trash. You know, Hobgoblins, Munchies, Ghoulies, Critters. You know, you can go on and on and on. I mean, these are the movies I love. And you know why? Because it's like, it just makes you feel good. You know, it's you know, I can't get into the gory stuff, the torture porn, the saws and stuff. A lot of people like it. That's fine. You know what I mean? And I get it. You know, well, do I get it? Who likes this? Who likes to really see somebody kill somebody? You know what I mean? Think about it. You know what I mean? No, it's just me. I'm, you know, even though I've got a horror, you know, channel on YouTube, you know, but I think when they go a little bit too far, you know what I mean? Like a movie like Saw. And I know the first Saw, I will give you this, that the story was unique, okay, but they did throw in that stuff that I just went, oh my God, I can't look at this. This is just ridiculous to put this, you know what I mean? Same with like Hostel. I mean, it's a highly praised film. People are like, wow, this is awesome. But it's just, if you love to sit there and look at disgusting, horrible things taking place, you know, I mean, I question it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just me. But again, I'm the guy who likes the 80s cheesy films. So, you know,
I don't know what my life was before Street Trash.
Oh God. A lot of people go, what are you talking about? That movie was awesome. I loved everything about it. Oh my God.
I got the Blu-ray that has like so much like behind the scenes, and it had the short film and all this cool stuff.
Oh, heck yeah, man. See, now that's totally 100% up my alley. I love that. And, you know, and you know what I think? It's a little nostalgic too, because I was a child of the 80s, you know what I mean? So just being in that period, although I right after that, I love the old black and white movies. So, you know, you can go back to Universal or any of the other studios who made their horror movies back then. You know, I mean, black and white horror movies in the 40s and 30s, and even a lot of the silents were just, you know, there's nothing like them. You know, it's where it was created, where it all started, and most of what we get now, for the most part, has come from that. And, you know, I love those movies too, man. Island of Dr. Moreau. I mean, you know, the simplicity of scaring somebody, Frankenstein, you know, just the big sets pieces that they would do, and the feeling it gave you that creepiness. I mean, it's just, you can't create that nowadays, even if you make it black and white. You know, it's just, there's no texture to that film that gives you that grittiness to that old black and white horror film like Frankenstein and stuff like that. It's just, I miss that, you know, and that's what I'm looking for in Hollywood right now, you know, and I'm not finding.
It's gonna be hard shoes to fill there.
But again, you know, there. I think there. I listen to and watch other people talk about these newer horror movies, and there is an audience for these movies. It's just a different generation. You know what I mean? So they only know that, and hopefully, maybe one day they'll go back and get to enjoy the older stuff and go, wow, this is some cool stuff too. If I'm into horror, I love this is great, you know.
Yeah.
But the newer stuff, yeah, you know, I just never clicked with it. You know what I mean? I've given some of these movies a chance. I really have, and they just don't do it for me. Like somebody kept, because I love vampire movies. Like Lost Boys is just boom. I love it. You know what I mean? But somebody said, watch what they do in the shadows. Okay. Good movie. Okay. Good movie. But the older vampire that was like Nosferatu. I forget his name.
I loved him.
Well, he was the one they killed off the quickest and really didn't do much. You know, that would have been the one I would have really liked to have seen them, like him in charge and him really do a lot more in the movie. But it was a good movie. But people kept saying, watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it. I wasn't really thrilled. You know what I mean? Especially when they killed him off. I'm like, come on, man. He's the coolest looking one. You know, you could do so much with that. That's classic vampire, you know, with age. But
I did like how it was kind of like, you know, from each decade that we've been watching vampire movies.
Right. And again, I'm not saying it wasn't a good movie, because it was. But again, you know.
I just wanted him to make it. Same.
Well, I think this is what gets to me, is like a movie like that, you know, I look at it as they could have done so much with that movie. They could have made an awesome movie. They could have really put money into it and worked on the storylines and stuff like that. And instead it was just this cheeky, newer vampire. Let's do kind of funny take on it. And I got it. And some people get it, you know, but I hate that they're not doing anything really great with any of these movies. I mean, look, you get The Mummy. They have an opportunity to make The Mummy again, okay? Well, let's just skip over Brendan Fraser's The Mummy, okay, please. But then they get Tom Cruise, and then they get The Mummy to be, not that there's anything wrong with her being female, but she flying through the sky like she's this mythical being, you know, from a comic book or something. It boggled my head. You could have really made it a period piece, take it back to the 30s a little bit there, you know, and make it a period piece and make the mummy simpler and still wrapped in bandages and stuff. It would have been a blockbuster, I think, you know, but instead, well, let's get, you know, you got these people around this big table going, let's get Tom Cruise. I think he's available. Let's put all this money into it. Let's have this big airplane scene. They're all dumb. None of them have an ounce of what's good and what should be done. They're just looking for top dollar, and it really ain't working for the most part for a lot of these films. That's why you're not getting a lot. There's a lot of independent, smaller films which get overlooked, which I probably am missing out on. There's probably where the good movies are, but it's so hard to find nowadays, whereas back in the day, you can go and look at the VHS, you know, shelves and you know, stuff like that. And, ooh, that looks cool. That looks cool. I don't even want to waste my time going through Netflix and going boom, 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 because, you know, it's not the same. And
yeah,
I can't waste my time for an hour to look for a movie. You know what I mean? So it's like,
it's like the same 12 movies over and over again.
That too. Yes. Unbelievable.
There's I found an app on my Fire Stick called Tubi. It's Tubi.
Yes.
Have you looked into that?
Yes, they got a lot of good flicks on there for free. So yes, that's a good one.
I watched Howling 2. I watched a bunch of stuff on there. They have parents that I've been meaning to check that out for a long time, just couldn't find it, and that's actually on there.
Parents, oh yes. with Randy Quaid and what's her name? Son of a. It doesn't matter. She played in Peggy Sue Got Married and some other films, but I can't remember her name. But yeah, good movie. Yeah, like that one. I'm gonna have to jump off of here, Ray. I am so sorry I got on here late.
Oh, that's all right.
Busy day and everything, and I think Steven, I promised him I'd come over there and jump on his stream. It's already 12:30 a.m. here. Oh, is it for you?
Yep.
Okay, so you're East Coast.
I'm like right near you. I'm in Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. So yeah. Go straight up, and I'm by the lake. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much for stopping in.
Oh yeah, no, sure. I will again. I can't believe there's like so many people streaming tonight.
Stream night.
I'll make an appearance with Steven, and then I'll call it a night and watch an old black and white movie.
There you go.
So, So thanks, Ray. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
letting me stop in, okay?
Of course.
Okay, talk to you soon, girl.
All right.
Let me get to Google now. There we go. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. And then there was one. Chase says that he's not going to be able to get back on because his internet pooped out, and I'm very sad. And that no one's really missing out lately, indie or mainstream, which I kind of do agree with the exception of like 3 movies. Maybe. So. Feels super awkward just sitting here talking to myself, so I think I might actually call it a night, or at least maybe a night till the groom gets home and we can get back on here, because I can't see well enough to start the stream, but I can see the big red button that says stop broadcast. So thank you to everyone that has been tuned in. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you could join me for the Heatwave edition. And I love you guys. Have a good night.